Well, hello. So I'm gonna do some art today, and I'm gonna do some Ghost of Tsushima. Let's get going. So this is what I was working on earlier. Just 1 second here. Sup, Tim? How's it going? Long time no see. Let me guess. Okay. What it is. Okay, I won't zoom out then. You can guess what it is, and I'll like slowly zoom out as I start to work on it a bit. Okay, you ready? I'm just gonna slowly move. It's a pineapple? No, it's not a pineapple. Not a pineapple. Alright, so I'm gonna move down a little. Oh, actually, I need to adjust some of this stuff anyways, so. A ball that exploded? Kind of. That's closer. It's definitely closer. Not like exactly, but it is a spherical shape of some kind. Hunger Games design. What does that mean? Oh, you mean like the sphere, like in Hunger Games? Yeah, it could be. It's part of that, but not. It's not Hunger Games themed. That's for sure. Too wide apart. Okay, let me move around a little. So. Nope, you got the globe part right. The globe part is right. So you're almost there. You're almost there. The globe part is correct. So, and it is broken at the top. I'm gonna show off some of my clouds here. It's a sick cloud, isn't it? I'm like super proud of this cloud. Looks a little scratchy from this far, but it gets better. Oh! I gave a little bit of it away. Alright, okay, I'm just gonna zoom out. What do you think? It's crazy, right? It's super crazy. Plantation experiment dome, where people use radioactive materials to grow trees, but the experiment was a fraud and the tree killed everyone. Oh, it's not a tree. Yeah, it's not a tree. Get a good look at that guy. It's definitely not a tree. You know what? I'm like drawing without my glasses on and everything. I think I left them in the bathroom. Be right back. I'll be honest, I don't even know what it is myself. It was just an idea, and it came to me, and I was like, "All right, let's do it." I'm I like it. Your day was kind of bad, but you had some fun, some love, and made a new friend. So more pluses than minuses. Oh crap, you hurt your leg? What happened? That's not good. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, you know what? I don't know if my music stopped? Oh no, I don't have it in my ears. There we go. Okay. Amazing art and making. Thank you. Can make it an anime comic. I'm trying to do more traditional comic than anime comic. Like there's a ton of people doing the anime style. I'm trying to do like not anime. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like if you want to look at like older or not even older, but like DC comics and Marvel comics, or even Variant brand, or my favorite, you got the Top Cow stuff from Todd McFarlane. He's got Spawn. Like that's some of my favorite stuff there. I'm trying to do something more like that than anime. You know what I mean? He wanted to cross a fence, but the ground was not stable. Oh dang. I've had that happen when I was younger. Oh my god. So we lived in this place where there was like this mean poodle that lived next door, and I wanted to cross the fence because it was like easier to get from my friend's house to my house by just crossing the fence. And I don't know, I didn't think about it. When you're a kid, you don't really think about like, you know, trespassing. It's not a concept to you. So I crossed this fence, and this poodle chased me across the yard, and I jumped the fence, and when I jumped, my leg got caught, and I was hanging from the fence while the poodle was like nipping at my back. It's a memory that's like pretty stuck in my brain. I'm gonna overwork these clouds a bit, I think. Might want to stop. Okay. Maybe a little more. Maybe a little more here. I don't know. Oops. See, I start getting sloppy if I overwork it. That's accurate. Oh man. But yeah, like it was like one of those chain link fences where it has like the crisscross at the top, and my like the back of my knee, luckily it was like mostly jeans. It still got me a little, but it was mostly jeans, and I was basically hanging from my leg. It just sucks. Glad I'm enjoying your joint. Yeah, so I started to get more serious on my artwork, you know, because I don't know. I like games, but I'm not like pro skills like some of these people, you know what I mean? So I'm like, what skill do I have that I can share with people? And I've got art skills. you know? And so I'm like, okay, let's do art. So, but I still like it. I still like games. So I'll do art and games on a stream, right? So like today I'm planning on playing some Ghost of Tsushima on my PlayStation. I have it connected to my computer for remote play. So I'm just planning on finishing up this page here for this comic. And then after this, playing some Ghost of Tsushima using my PlayStation remote play. But it's just like, I just want to chill. Misguided Muse, how are you? How far from affiliate am I? I believe, what am I at right now? 40, I'm at 48 followers out of 50. And let me actually check, because it might have, I didn't stream last week at all. And so I think it might have, I don't know if it resets or not. So let me actually check here. Doobadoo-badoo, doobadoo-badoo. Creator dashboard. Where is it? Where is the road to affiliate stuff, huh? I'm gonna have to take a minute. I don't actually know. I have no clue. Achievements, maybe? Okay, here we go. Path to affiliate. So the only thing really stopping me is I'm at like, it only counts 46 out of 50. I don't know why, because I'm at 48 followers right now out of 50. But then I need to get my average view count up, which I just need to stream more, I think is what it is. I set myself a schedule this week so that I'm actually going to be like consistent, you know? So that's how far off I am. Thanks for stopping by the stream though. I appreciate you. Insane. Good job. Get your second account then. Do it, Tim. I could use all the help, man. Oh, Muse. Lil Dreth, what's up? How's it going? The average is the biggest pain in the butt. Yeah, so check this out. So here's the full zoom out so far. Let me hide this chat board right quick. I don't need that right now. So this is page 5 of the comic that I'm working on. I'll post my comic on my Instagram. You can find that if you put in !social. I forgot. I didn't name my layers at all, so I just kind of go, oh, which one is which? There's that shading. There's that. Why do I have 2 legs? Your Wi-Fi being super crappy, so it's only letting you get audio. Uh-oh. Let me see. I'm not sure. I don't think I'm streaming at like a high bit rate, so I don't think. Can anyone else see the stream? Like, is it just okay? I just want to make sure it's not having an issue. You can on your phone and PC? Okay, good. I need to get these clouds shaded a bit. How you been, Lil Drith? Saw you playing some Star Wars again after a bit. You were pretty much stuck on that Warhammer game, I think. Your wife, your work Wi-Fi is just crappy. Oh, I got it, Muse. It's all good. It's all good. Man, this playlist is freaking good though. I'm so glad I found it from earlier. That was such a good hookup for sure. Thank you for checking out my Insta. The style of the comic, yeah. I was telling Tim, I'm trying to do it like traditional comic style rather than anime style. Every now and then I'm trying to do like retro, I guess is what the best you can call it. Hang out and vibe. Yeah, I mean, I was living that music, so I figured I'd just play that same playlist. It's great for inspiration. Like, it's got me going. Yeah, I like the traditional style. One of my inspirations for sure is Todd McFarlane with his Spawn comics. But I want to do like, I'm doing like a sci-fi one. I have another one that I haven't worked on in a bit. That's some of the stuff you'll see in the Insta. That's like the nightmare stuff, or like the detective in the nightmare one. There's one in there, I believe in my Insta, there's one that's like a comic book variant that I did for like Nightmare 1 is what the other comic is called. That one kind of stagnated in my mind a little, so I'm just kind of letting it rest while I'm working on something else. So, thus, Project Jupiter Strand. Oh snap, thank you for that follow, King Marinwen. How's it going? Unless that's Tim's other account. I think. We are so close to getting that 50. Oh, I'm at 50 now. I think Twitch just needs to count the others. Oh, I also got a Panky 123451. Thanks for that follow as well. And Toby1 Kenobi. Also, thank you. Dang, getting a bunch of follows. Appreciate it. Heck yeah. If there was a follow hype train, I'd start it. I don't know how to do all that stuff. I'm like super new at this. Hell yeah. Oh, hold on. You know what? I actually can't hear. Let me start up something right quick. Leeway. How's it going? Affiliate is in the bag. It really is. It's almost there. Whoop whoop. Lildra, throw some of those celebratory sounds into the chat. I don't know, find some, I guess, from the soundboard. I don't like the way that looks. That's like going the wrong direction. What do you do for work, Muse? You just chilling with Twitch streamers. I don't know, I think that's enough undertone right there. Yeah. Graphic designer. Oh heck yeah. Here, let me show you something. So this is something I was working on myself just for my actually are the let me make sure. Oop, what did I do? I did something. There we go. Okay. My bad. Oh, here we go. Are the alerts even showing up right now? You've automated your job, so you sort of just hang out in streams and draw most of the time. Oh, okay. Sorry. Let me get this logo right quick. I just wanted to make sure that your Wi-Fi is so bad it won't let you load. I might have to because I know there's a way to downscale the stream to 720p because I think I'm outputting it at 1080. But if I down what the heck? Oh no, I'm downputting it to 720. I'm sorry. I don't know if there's much else I can do to help with the stream, dude. Appreciate you watching though as much as you can. Sorry. I feel bad for bad Wi-Fi. Let me get this logo. Screw the other stuff. I was just wondering if the alerts are showing up because I was working on this and this is one of my designs. What you think, graphic designer? I'd actually love some input on it, to be honest. Okay, yeah, try to reload because I'm actually really curious to see what you think about this. I'm gonna load my other one too because I have two, for one for like follows and one for subscribers. So when I do get, when I'm able to get subscribers, let's see, open logo. This one, yeah. Okay, so this one's the follow logo. You can see a snapshot of it, but it stays paused. Okay. Here's, I don't know if you can see the first. Work Wi-Fi is the worst. Like, you'd think businesses would have like better internet, right? Oh my gosh, I feel you there. Okay, so I don't know if you can see the first one. I might gonna post these on my Instagram though. So let me actually do that right quick here. I'll post it to my Instagram and you can pull it up on my Instagram. How's that? That might work better for you. Upload. Hold on, let me put it in the right folder. Upload. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. One second here. So, okay, good. It's uploaded. I hate how Instagram doesn't let you just upload like directly. Panky 154. What's up? Need to wait 10 minutes to chat? You need to change that. It's a little long. Oh, it's Tim too. Yeah, the only reason I was doing the 10 minutes to chat thing was because of all of the hate stuff going on. And so I figured if I timed it to where it'd be 10 minutes, right? It would give me time to like catch those stupid bots and like be able to just ban them out if they just kind of like raid me or whatever. You know what I mean? That's why, that way I'm just like safeguarding the stream a little. I could change it down to like 5 minutes. That's probably a lot better. But I'll have to change it. All right, let me see. 5 minutes? You thinking 5 minutes is better? I could try that. Let's see. Um, 5 minutes isn't really a setting. It goes 0 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, and then it just increases from there. So I don't know. I think it's fine for now. Let's see. Oh, hold on. So I have to... Okay, so what I was saying earlier is I hate how Instagram... You can't upload anything from, like, your computer. You have to upload it from your phone. And so I have to go, like, save it to my drive, and then download it to my phone, and then upload it from my phone. That's so dumb. Just let me upload it from my computer, you know? Okay, so the first one I shared, Muse, if you're still here. I shared that one. You seem very chill. King Merwin? Yeah. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you being here. I mean, feel free to stop in anytime and chill with me, you know? I like jamming out and just taking it easy. Meeting new people is always fun. Okay, and then... So the first one is called Arashi Diamond. And then the second one, I'm just call it Arashi Diamond 2. Let me go ahead and upload it right quick. Arashi Diamond 2 uploaded. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Actually, I think I have that one. I have that sound turned down. Let me... Oh my god. Oh no, it's not even loaded. Lame. Refresh. Oh my god. There's so many like little bits and pieces that just kind of go wrong sometimes, and I can't hear stuff. I'm like, oh my god, just do it right for me one time, please. Please stream. Refresh that one and refresh this one. Okay. We got some commercials going on. Let me pause it real quick. I don't have premium. All right, let me get back to this drawing though. So first and second logo. But King Marinwin, I appreciate you stopping by. Did you see the comic I'm working on right now? Here's the full picture at the moment. Just kind of working on some of these clouds. Wonder if it didn't give me the timer because I followed you from the calling stream. Maybe. Okay, it's back on. Music's back on. We're good. No more commercials. Like, I think it's because you had already followed me when I was already in McCalling's stream. And so that 10 minutes has already passed. You know what I mean? So basically, it's like, as long as you're a follower for 10 minutes, you can say hi. I feel like it might root out some bots or whatever. Oh, this one's jamming. I think I'm overworking these clouds. I'm gonna stop. Gotta clean this up a little. For affiliate, you need to stream like a few days in 1 week. Yeah, I mean, I have my average, the way it's saying is saying I have like stream for 8 hours. I have about 33 hours of streaming so far. Stream on 7 different days. I've streamed on 11 different days. The only thing that's really different for the affiliate is for some reason Twitch isn't counting my followers. It says I'm at 46 for some reason, even though when I'm on the stream manager page, it's telling me I have 52. So I'm well past it. So maybe it just needs to catch up. Twitch just needs to recognize it already. I don't know. Maybe like after I stop the stream today, it would probably like count it then. But I'm not too like worried about it at all. You know what I mean? I'm just here to draw. That's what I'm thinking too. That's what happened with your wife? Does your wife stream? Oh, a little too close. What does she normally stream? Does she like do art or something? I'm always down to follow more artists on Twitch. I'm trying to grow my influence within the community itself, just to kind of get recognized a little more. She does watercolor and crafts. Ooh, watercolor is so hard for me. I don't get it. I kind of get like the layering a little bit, but since I'm mostly digital, it's a little more difficult for me to get it. I did some acrylic works. Follow Bob Ross. Oh, I definitely have Bob Ross on there. You know I'm in those weekend streams, man. You know I'm in those. Gotta chill with Ross. You're not traditional at all. You're digital completely. What programs do you use? Photoshop, maybe. If you're let me think. If you're a graphic designer, probably Illustrator, Adobe Illustrator. I don't know if Adobe always. I don't know if like graphic designers use InDesign anymore. I don't know if that's a popular Adobe suite thing anymore. Everyone needs a friend. Yep. I don't know why I went all country for that, but everyone needs a friend. Let's see. Clean up these edges a bit. Procreate. Okay. Yeah, I've heard that's a really popular one for iPad. Stream Elements. I am paying attention. Thank you very much. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I remember you talking about your comic in McCollin's stream. And another one. I don't actually have that sound on the soundboard. Should I add it there? So if you look at my about page in the panels, there should be like a little sound bit thing. You should be able to just play them. I'm not sure if they're loaded yet. Let me actually check real quick. Sometimes it like disconnects for some reason. Oh, should add it? Okay, I'll add it. I don't know why I keep sticking this thing in my mouth. Nasty. Wow! That's the random sound. Wow! Okay, good. At least I can hear it. So there's some that are like hella loud, and so I have to like manually adjust it whether or not I can hear it. Like Lildra's favorite one. Tim 2 is asleep. Well, thank Tim 2 for following me, Tim 1. If I don't know if Lildra's in this chat right now, but doesn't look like. Oh, he's right there. Lildris likes the sheesh one. Lildris loves that sheesh one. I think. Sheesh. Sheesh. All right. Yep. That's it. Yeah, these little sound bits are fun. Let me actually add that other one. Let me add that other one real quick. Sound alerts. Let's go to that. Oh no, let's just go to the page. I like this. I like this jam. This is great. It's nice and soothing a little, you know. But it's busy enough to like keep you interested. Another one. Let's see. Library, search. Another one. Nope, not that one. Another one. Nope. There it is. Add. Okay, it's been added. Let's see. Let me just pull it all up to the top. Wah, 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 wah. Alright, and we'll put it as the second one. Just save that. Alright, let me know if you can hear, if you can see it. If you can see it, play it. Another one. All right, I'm done with this. I'm done with the clouds. I'm done. I need to work on the guy. I'll be honest, figures are not my strength, so don't judge me for this. Oh, oops. So normally, okay, so I have my pad right in front of me, and normally I'm drawing on the pad facing down, but I'm trying to practice using the pad because it has its own screen, right? But the screen is like this big, whereas my monitor is like this big. And so if I can get better at drawing on the monitor, I can, one, save my neck, and two, you know, get better at my hand-eye coordination. So, but sometimes the stuff will pop over to the other screen, so like so. You can't see anything. Even if you could, there's no need for judgment. You're doing it. Thanks. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me, actually. I'll be honest, my my confidence dips every now and then, and I'm sure it happens to everyone. But man, it took a huge dip last week, and I just kind of like slept it off because like I didn't want to get out of bed. I was like, I suck. This sucks, and then slept. And I feel better now. I feel better. I had to get some of that sleep in. So, and we are our own worst critics. I believe it. Yeah, that's the truth for me, for sure. I don't know what is going on. Every time I do a new project, it doesn't put a background. Oh, it's because I didn't put one. Oops. I'm sorry that you can't see the stream though. Like that makes me a little like sad for you. Not like a pity sad, but more just like, man, I wish that you could have better internet at your work. I mean, I guess they're probably not wanting you to see streams all day, I guess. I don't know. You're just giving? Vibing. Okay, I was like, I don't know what giving means. You're giving what? Jigglypuff. Hold on, what is that? It's like a Jigglypuff, like snapping his fingers, like finger guns. Yeah. I need to like create. I need to like, take pictures of myself doing weird stuff like that for like emotes. That way, when I get to the part where I can have like actual sub emotes, instead of I can draw them, of course, but instead of having some ones that are drawn, I can do the ones where they like are cut out versions of you. They don't really care. It's just a large office and the company is cheap. Yeah, that's most workplaces. I think that describes most workplaces that I've ever been in. If they can cut corners on something, they will. All right, now I gotta think how to do this part. Because he's gonna be standing right in this corner. Oh, hold on. What layer is that on? I'll just select all the layers then. Copy. Paste. Okay. Then I'll just draw him into it. Alright, so we think he's standing here. Right, like if you don't like your work, turn it upside down and make it work. Try it. There's a button to rotate. Here we go. Now it's upside down. You happy? Now I have to try to draw this upside down. What is this? Some sort of challenge? Ha! Just kidding. Might work sometimes. Hey, I mean, to be honest, it helps a little. It's like instead of seeing it from the same angle, you see it from different angles. It might help you out a little. Something like that, maybe. Although I didn't put. Oh, actually, I haven't actually identified what the pilot is wearing right now. So the main character for this comic is called the Pilot. And basically like how it started is the pilot is flying towards Jupiter. Jupiter's changed to this weird hue, but like I haven't really hinted at that except for besides the color. It's kind of changed to this weird purple hue. But this is like some sort of futuristic thing. So it's not the Jupiter we know. It's more of just like a world that is like Jupiter that's called Jupiter. So, and the only reason I'm calling it Jupiter is because I don't know what else to call the planet at the moment. So it's a working title. Okay, besides that point, I digress. Back to what I was saying. The idea is that the pilot crash lands on this planet. And is trying to figure something out. I don't know what they're trying to figure out yet. I'm kind of writing it as I'm going. But the pilot has these run-ins with like all kinds of wildlife and dangerous things on the planet while they're trying to solve this mystery. Naming things is difficult. Yeah. I'm just using like names, you know what I mean? If it's similar to Jupiter, it's called Jupiter. That's why the whole thing is called Project Jupiter Strand and not an actual title name. But yeah, like, so it's just like all those like survival games, you know, where you're like on a planet by yourself and you have to, or in like an area by yourself and you have to like survive. Well, the pilot crash lands and they have to survive on this planet while also tracking down whatever goal they had. They were trying to look for something. I don't like this part. I'm not sure what they're looking for yet, but I know it has to do with some sort of it has to do with the wildlife on the planet is something for sure. I know.
This is Ice-T,
Stone Cold Steve Austin, and
Matty Ice.
this is a cold call.
I convinced NFL teams to turn to cold water washing with Tide.
the NFL. Your uniforms get dirty.
Tide can handle it, even in cold.
I don't know.
Plus, if fans join in, they can save up to $150 on their energy bill.
Looks like you just made the team.
Oh God.
Rookie.
Turn to cold with
Shut up, commercial. Sorry, guys. I didn't stop it in time. Okay, we're back to music now. I'm pretty sure. No. This isn't the pilot. I need to draw the pilot. Come on, Dannon. Draw the pilot. Oh, it'd help as if I combined all these layers. Yeah, there we go. Let's see. I need some references. That's just how it is sometimes. References. Okay, so last time we saw the pilot was jumping out from behind a rock, or like kind of like in this scared pose, right? Like, oh my god, because the pilot was like, oh my god, that thing is so huge. And it was referring to the Giganta worm right there. Because, yeah. If you think about how this rock is in the foreground, right? And the worm is just as big as the rock, but the rock is in the foreground. You gotta imagine how huge that worm is, you know what I mean? I hope I did the perspective right on that, to be honest. I'm not too good at perspective. References are key. Yeah, for sure. Let me search for something, an image of some kind that I can use. It's always kind of hard to see, or not to see, to find like the right poses and such. Mostly because I'm probably too specific with my searches. Oh, here's a good one. It's like a dude sneaking. I can do that. Because he's not going to want to be seen by this worm thing, so of course he's going to be sneaking. That makes sense. That makes sense to me. So let's see. Oop, too thick. Brush size. Let's change brushes. Okay, so one thing that I know that I'm terrible at this, and something I really want to improve on, is the digital painting aspect of all this. Because I'm really good, I think, at depicting things with lines, but I'm not so good at the depicting volumes of stuff with color. Volumes and shapes with color. I'm not too good at that. But I definitely want to be. It's just going to take practice, you know? It's not enough. Plus, I'm not like 100% familiar with these tools that I'm using. Not quite. And so I think it's going to take like hours and hours of working with this stuff to try to figure out what my favorites are. Like, I don't like that at all. Screw it. I need to loosen up a bit. One sec. Some people practice with grayscale. That's one of the reasons I'm deciding to do the comic in this fashion, where it's just black and white and gray, and only like the first couple panels for the whole book were color. Is I want to get better at the grayscale values, but at the same time, I don't want to spend hours practicing nothing. So I figured I'd work on a project at the same time that I practice. 2 birds, 1 stone. Pilots are here. Shoulder here. Oh, you know what? I'll just pull in my... I have an idea. I have a file that I was working on of the pilot crouching. I'll just pull that file in and draw that. Let's see. Where is it? Practice. Here it is. Oh, dang. I'm sad about that foot. Oh well. No, that was terrible. Let's try that again. Cut it out correctly. Whoa. It's a big picture. Let's see. I think that might be proportionate. Excellent thought process. Oh, thank you. I appreciate the praise and encouragement there. Yeah, that thumb looks gross. Let's retry that. Close enough, I guess. Man, these jams are great. I love it. Wait, I need to increase that opacity just a little. Okay. Oh, right, I was doing a backpack kind of thing. Let's see. So last time I was drawing, I imagined that there's like a I don't know what it's called, respirator, maybe respirator pack, some sort of life support pack, kind of on the back, you know. Badoop, Discord. Hold on, one sec. Okay. Oh my god. So, anyways, the respirator pack here is like meant to support and stabilize the breathing apparatus, because this is freaking Jupiter. There's no oxygen. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, maybe it may be a civilized planet, but there's no oxygen here. Like, who the heck is gonna figure that out, even in the future? It'd be cool. I mean, but anyways, that's my thought process, is that like there's some sort of life support pack on the pilot, and so there's like a tube that connects directly to the helmet, and that connects to like an interface on the body. Something like that. Some sort of tube-ish thingy. If I were to hide this real quick, let's see. Okay. Cool. Okay. Yeah, it's fun to kind of like imagine stuff as you go. I'm sure a lot of people work better with stuff that's like planned out more, probably. But not everyone, you know? Let's see. That would be an elbow. Space is crazy. You never know what kind of technologies are there or what you can come up with, right? Yeah. Like, there's probably infinite possibilities of stuff that could happen and stuff that could be. So it's like pretty cool to design stuff that hasn't happened yet, or some like possibilities. You know what I mean? The possibilities of some stuff is just. That's why I like sci-fi stuff, because it's just they come up with stuff that seems more practical, right? But at the same time, it's a little fantasy. It's got a little bit of fantasy in there. Your comic is also sci-fi themed. Have a lot of fun with different made-up technologies and stuff. It's good stuff. Heck yeah, I love sci-fi stuff. Okay, so there's a show that is one of my favorite sci-fi shows, to be honest. I mean, it's a little bogged down, I think, with some politics stuff, but it's sci-fi, you know? It's called The Expanse. I love The Expanse. The Expanse is freaking amazing. Like, some of the stuff in there, I'm like, oh my gosh, I could actually see that being a thing, you know? Gotta jam out a little. I don't even know if the music's timed the same way for the stream, but I like it. Kind of looking at this hand though. This hand looks so flat. It's like a towel just hanging over his leg or something. Flop. Let's see if I can give it some volume here. Maybe. I tried. I don't know. What do you guys think? Pretty good for the pilot. Let's see. So the pilot has a ring here, and then the face mask is here, and it comes down and then goes down this way, and that's just like, yes, it's all coming together now. Sweet. That looks sick. Okay, it's time to cut it out and put it in the other one. Shush! Commercials! Be quiet! No commercials. You read the books first, then watched the show. Oh, I've only ever seen the show. I mean, I should have guessed that there were books. I just, I enjoyed the show. It's pretty good. I haven't seen all of it. I think I'm on last season, maybe? It's all coming together now. Oh, that's a big eraser. Okay, let's see. Oh, music's back. Yeah. Show's pretty good. You haven't finished it either. I got caught up in like other stuff. I know this is probably not an excuse, but like I was binging a bunch of other different shows at the same time, I think. So it's kind of like that's my excuse. Anyways. Okay. This is good. I'm not gonna overwork it. I'm just gonna cut them out and put them in the big one. Cut. Paste. Heck yeah, there we go. Working on your art takes up time. It takes up so much time. Like you don't even realize. Where is the thing I just pasted? There it is. Okay. All right, so now I have to fix the transparency problem. So he's transparent because of this layer here, because he's under it. But if I put it above that, and then on that layer, I will draw a mask. Perfect. I love digital art. It's so nice. That and having a 2-year-old? Ooh. Yeah, those terrible twos. I don't have kids myself, but my siblings have kids, and I'm an older sibling, so technically I faced it as well. I feel ya. Having to babysit terrible twos. Yeah. Digital is so good. I was watching some videos, and there was this one traditional artist. It was on YouTube. It was some sort of thing, art convention or something. But he was like, top tips for artists and whatever. He's like, work traditional only. Digital makes it so easy for you. And I'm like, man, what a grump. What a grumpy butt. He needs to learn how to like digital. Digital will save you so many times. Ooh. Oh, I messed up the foot. But look, I can just undo. Instead of going, oh, I messed up the foot and have to start over hours of work. I just undo. we go. Look at that. That is beautiful. Looking beautiful. Just redo some of these lines. Mostly because the... Oh yeah, that's the mask. Let's work on a different layer, actually. Apply mask. There we go. Darken some of these lines here. All right. I'm trying to think if you've gone back to traditional a couple times when your iPad is dead. I'll be honest, I have pencil and paper right here, right next to me. And when I want to sketch out an idea, but I don't feel like doing it on my computer, or maybe I've turned off my computer for the day and I just go, oh no, I had an idea. I'll just quickly sketch it out and just put the paper on my desk. So I'll look at it in the morning and go, all right, time to work on it digitally, you know? Pull the stick out of their rumps. See, the thing is, I'm gonna read this, okay? This seems pretty dramatic, so I'm gonna read it. The thing is, art is art, and people are gonna look at the finished piece. They aren't gonna say, oh my god, the piece is amazing, how did you do it? Then when you tell them the tricks, you did it digital, they won't turn around and tell you you're a terrible artist. Right, exactly. They'll go, wow, that's amazing. Yeah, I don't get it. People like art in general. I feel. People who don't like art should like art. They should stop not liking it and start liking it. Yeah, I like when I'm not streaming, I'm having the best time just chilling with artists on Twitch, or like watching art workshops and stuff on YouTube. You've had people tell you art isn't art because it's not realism. They're too uptight. Yeah, I don't get it. The thing is if they took an art class, they would realize there are so many different types of art. Like, just vibing. Yeah, for real. Yeah, there's so many different types of art. Like, for example, one of my favorite styles is impressionist. And I'm not talking post-impressionist. I'm talking impressionist, meaning there are scribbles and wishy-washies all over the screen, or all, it's not screen, but let me see. Let me demodernize my brain a little. All over the canvas, but your mind just puts it together. You know what I mean? But if you were to look close, you'd be like, this is randomness. But yeah, like impressionists are amazing, I think, to be able to make amazing pieces out of it's like freaking illusion work, you know. I need a drink. Got me some Gatorade. Gotta hydrate my throat from talking. But yeah, I mean, I love art in any form. It's amazing what the mind can perceive as a shape or an object with little detail, right? Like if I were to zoom into these clouds, for example, I zoom in and you're like, what is this scratchy line? I'm sorry if you can't see it, but what is this scratchy line? And why is it lumpy? But I zoom out and you're like, okay, now it looks a little more clear, but like zoom out all the way. And I'll tell you what my mind sees when I zoom out. My mind goes, that's a cloud. But if I zoom in, I'm like, those are just scratches. All right, I think I might be a little bit done with this. might want to put more detail on the Leviathan thing. I'm calling it Leviathan now, thanks to Tim over there. Tim said it was some sort of bug Leviathan thing a while back, and I think I'm sticking with that. I don't know what it is exactly. Some sort of Leviathan thing. Let's put a little more detail on them. Maybe some texture lines and whatnot. Tim won, I think. I'm pretty sure it's Tim won. Now I can't remember. I'd have to go back and reread it. I'm pretty sure Tim won said it though. Let's just go with that. Tim 1 is pretty crafty. Sneaky, sneaky. I don't know. Is it creepier to not have any irises, or is it creepier to have irises? What do you think for eyeballs? Like, if you were to see something with multiple eyeballs, if it had irises, is it creepy? Or if it had none, is it creepy? I don't know how to do a poll or whatever, but yeah. If anyone else feels like chiming in on that, they can. Feel free. But if you're just chilling and lurking, thank you for being here. Because, like, I know there's one thing I can do. If I put more eyes on this thing, I could probably trigger some sort of, like, tryptophobia. Like the whole, scared of, like, a bunch of holes. But I'd have to darken these a bit without going too dark here. I don't know. The idea of this thing is it's supposed to be a creepy, so if I just do something like that. If it had, let's see, if it were irisless, so if it had no irises, it'd give it more of an undead zombie-esque feel. I agree. Let's add a little three-dimensional shadow here in these eyeballs, though. Or holes, or whatever you want to call them. Yeah. This thing is cool. I like it. Oh man, this is cool. You know what's funny? Okay, so this real G pen is the pen I'm using in Clip Studio Paint. I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Right, okay. The real G pen, it has anti-aliasing settings, and I have it kind of midway. And so if I, for example, if I were to go back on this page here, if I were to do a line, you can see, if you're zoomed in on it, you can see it has like pixelated squares a bit. And if I were to decrease it maybe, I think if I decrease it, it becomes more pixelated, and then of course turning it off, it's like really pixelated. And then the higher I go, it's a lot smoother. But this real G pen itself, like the texture in it, makes it kind of gritty, right? With this pen, I think if I used the actual G pen, the G pen itself is a lot smoother. Let me make that small. Let me make that black ink. There we go. And so the G pen itself is like smooth, but I feel like it's too smooth. And so that's why I'm sticking with the real G Pen, because it gives it that traditional, like I was working with it traditionally, you know? It has a little bit of jitters to it. I don't know how to explain that completely, but like if I were to zoom in, this seems almost like pixel art, right? Like, I think pixel art is cool, so I'm not opposed to it, you know? I'm sure there's some settings I can do that can adjust it a little, but I don't think it's necessary. I don't mind working in some pixels. Helps give that illusion.
Sport Clips haircut. Celebrate 25 years in round.
We don't care about sports clips right now. Yeah, there's some amazing stuff I've seen, especially on Instagram. Like I'll spend hours browsing Instagram or browsing even Twitter feeds, and it's just pixel art, and I'm like, wow, these are good. It's amazing what you can do with just placing colored squares together. Uh-oh, what is this? I put a line. There we go. I fixed it. Don't worry, everyone. Don't worry. I got it. It's fixed. You do cartoons, glorified stick figures, so smooth lines are usually what you work with, but you can appreciate pixel art for sure. Yeah, I'm glad. To be able to work in one medium and appreciate other forms, I think is pretty key to being I don't know what I'm trying to say, being successful as an artist, I think. So that's what I try to do. Like I try to appreciate the effort as everyone has put in their respective mediums. Giving that respect to how other artists can perform in other mediums, I think is really important, because it helps you not be so arrogant. You know what I mean? Like if you think your medium is like the end all be all, probably check yourself. Everyone puts forth that effort, right? Yeah. I don't know why I'm shading that sand dune. I just felt like it. Okay. I know I need to texture the dome a little bit. So let's go ahead and do that. Well, I planned on texturing, is what I mean to say. So layer property, we'll throw in circle. Yeah, let's just keep circles. Okay. So the cool thing about this is if I do a new layer, one of the things I love about Clip Studio Paint is that if I do a new layer and I say this layer is textured, all I got to do, oops, that's too dense. Is find like a big brush and just paint it in like this. Okay. Let's see. Let's lower the density. There we go. Okay, and then I can do like shading on this. Let's see. Yeah, I also like supporting other artists regardless of where they are in their art journey, because we all started somewhere and we all grow at our own pace. I don't need people judging my work and being rude about it. So I make sure I'm not doing that to other people. Exactly, right? Like just treat other people how you want to be treated, you know? It's a super hard thing for people these days. Like they don't I don't know what their problem is, but they just can't get that concept. I'm just gonna do some like, I don't know if it's like manga shading or whatever, but I'm using these dots to just shade this dome because I don't really feel like coloring it in. So if I can just emphasize shadow without actually making shadow, I think that's a pretty sweet technique from that mangas use. Mm, so with the sci-fi idea, I guess you could say, of living in dome cities, right? Um, I think a dome city could be pretty viable. We would just need to figure out how to build a structure like that that would be able to withstand temperatures, have its own climate system inside of it. So it would definitely need to be, I don't know if it would be integrated itself with like a computer system. It could be. Maybe like how we do greenhouses for like plants and stuff, like greenhouse habitats. We'd have to do habitats for humanity in order to actually live in these kind of things. It's looking like a soccer ball. I don't care. It's fine. uh, the hexagonal shape, I think, is more attractive to the eye, anyways. That I did not like. That was bad shading. Bad, Dan. Don't do that. Be better at that. You're doing good. Just be better. There we go. Good job. I'm just cheering myself up. Shh. Self encouragement, you know? I wonder if it looks better with just all of them. Not like all the way, just kind of some of the way. Just kind of in the circle. Like that, maybe? Hmm. Yeah, kind of. Oh no, this side got to be a little darker. Okay. Here we go. Okay. And then a new layer. And then this layer is meant to be shading for the pilot. So if I use the tone shading again, but this time I'll use lines. Oh, that looks horrible. No, let's not do that. Let's try something else. Stars? Yeah. I might just have to go in and shade it myself. I'm trying to. Oh, well, I guess taking a shortcut's not gonna work. Oh well, I can do this. I can do it. Let's just not tone that. So let's give it a full grayscale color. Oops. Okay. And then now what? I don't know what to do. Okay, here's something that I know I struggle at for sure. Once I get done with a drawing, and I know I need to put some shading, I don't know what to do. I just kind of guess. My brain goes a little like I think this would be a dark spot. Uh, so I've been just trying to watch a bunch of artists, mostly to see like how they do shading. It's a little more difficult for me, I think, because it's hard to see anyone doing comic style stuff. Like I'll just guess. I'll just give it my best guess here. Like this part's probably darker because it's the neck. Oh, that's looking good. Okay. The power of observation. And if this is in kind of a background, tucked underneath, then it needs to be darker. I'm assuming right there. Um, maybe a little darker. So right now I'm just using a watercolor brush, right? To do some of the shading. But of course, I'm doing using solid black and then just changing the density of the paint / opacity of the pen. And I guess that's the best way I've learned I can do some of the shading for myself, you know what I mean? I'm not sure if that's like uh the average go-to method. I guess is the best way to put it. Maybe it's just everyone figures out what works best for them then. I don't know. This is why I said in oh my gosh, I forgot her name already. The chat that we were in before where I met you, Muse. This is why I said I was like I'm kind of like a novice artist because I'm like I don't really quite know what to do yet. I'm just kind of guessing. McCallings, yeah, McCallings. I have to hang out in that chat more. I hang out with the one that rated her, Kimmy, a little bit just recently. So I think that's how a lot of us are, though, until we get comfortable with our guesswork, right? Like it's not even like the final stuff is not even like an actual work. It's all guesswork because we every single time we do a new piece, we have to figure out all of the different problems that the piece has, or not problems per se, but the problem solve essentially all of the different aspects of a piece. McCalling's art, yeah. I don't know if she follows me. Otherwise, I'd do a shout out to her. But McCalling's art is really good. I like those little chibis she was working on. Oops.
Free selfies.
You know what? This whole time I was listening to the music by myself, and I had forgot to let everyone else listen to it. So selfish. So selfish. Sorry about that. We'll jam here in a sec after this commercial. There. Back to jamming. I'm gonna have to see about getting Spotify Premium. When you get comfortable with the specific thing, and all of a sudden it becomes right. Right? Yeah, it's such an amazing feeling too. Because you just like, you're working for hours and you're just kind of sitting there going, nah. And then you zoom out and you're like, damn, that looks good. Oh my God. Oof. This is looking amazing. I love it. I love it so much. Ah. Oh, I need to shade some of that boot. Shade some of this leg. Oh, so you said, Muse, you said your wife does watercolors? I think it should be allowed. It could be allowed. Throw your wife's. Does she put them on Insta or what? I'd like to see some of that stuff. If you got a link you can share with us, that'd be pretty cool. I like watercolor stuff. Okay. Oh, wow. Let me pull some of this up here. I like that cow. That's really good. I mean, it looks like a cow. Heck yeah. I know exactly what that is. See, the detail in that is amazing. Like, the way she's able to depict it being in water with just like splatters, right? That is so cool. It's hard for me to grasp that concept a little bit. Have yours from the follow earlier? Let's see. Oh. I don't see it. If you can link it again, I'll show it. That seems pretty cool. Sorry, I fell a little bit behind on that. Winnebago. Wait, that's what those are called, right? No, I think that's something different. Watermelon. That's sweet. Ooh, I like this. What? That's crazy. All of those colors just kind of blended in there. That's amazing. Yeah, watercolor is pretty cool. I love it. I love it. Thanks for sharing that. All right, where are we at? We are at almost 2 hours. Working on some shading. Do a little stretch. Stretch it out. Ooh. I don't know if you heard that or not. Oh man. Okay. Just gotta muse. Oh heck yeah. Oh wait. Let me make sure. Oh yeah, it's good. Okay, cool. Followed back. I got you. I got you. That pop? Yeah, that was my elbow. I wasn't sure you heard that. Oh man, it was like stiff from because I've had it bent for like 2 hours now, so I should probably like keep them straight for a bit. Okay, let's see this art. So Nami the slime dragon. That's cool. That's cool. Got that slice. Ooh, time lapse. Okay. Yeah, it's my elbow. This is on Procreate on an iPad. Wow, that's pretty cool. Oh, I like that. That is awesome. It's nice, really cute slime dragon form. Same pose, speed sketch, fan art of someone else. Okay. All of it is Procreate, huh? Except the animations. Okay. Wow. I gotta see this because I like that. Oh, you started it really small. Okay. And then you did like 3D boxes and stuff. Art with Procreate, then bring it over to Spine for the rigging and animation. Oh, okay. I've heard some people use Blender to do animation stuff. I've seen people use Clip Studio Paint to do animation stuff. It just depends on what you like to rig with. This is cool. You've got that perspective going really strong right there. I love it. Yeah, perspective is hard for me too. I remember we were talking about that. Perspective is a little difficult. All right, that's awesome. Back to work. Let's see. I think the fillet is done. Let's see if there's anything I can do for the worm. I don't know. I think the worm's done. Yeah, I think the worm is done. Let's see. Maybe clean up some edges. Let's clean up some edges. Not, yeah, this one. So let's clean up this one first and work our way down. How's everyone else doing today? All of my lurkers. Hope you're having a good one. Hope you're having a good lurk. Chilling and jamming to some music. I appreciate you being here. Just gonna do some cleanup work now on all the edges here. Make sure none of my coloring and shading is leaking where it's not meant to. And then I'll throw in some of the dialogue that I had prepped for this. Note to self: prep dialogue. Yeah, like, to be honest, you're seeing this being created as it happens in my mind. Like, I do not have this planned out, not at all. So what you're getting is pure imagination for me right now. Kind of on the spot, on the fly thinking, hey, does this look good? Does this work? Because that's how I roll, I guess. Alright, that looks clean. Alright, let's check these clouds a bit. What layer is that? Ooh, okay, so darker talons, lighter talons. What do you think? Darker talons, lighter talons. Maybe lighter here and darker there. That's what you do to mate? Where are you from, Muse? I'm assuming... Should be working with constants, but you go on the fly. I mean, yeah. Sometimes the stuff that's on the fly is... You're from Las Vegas, mate. Sorry. That's cool. I'm in Austin, Texas. Personally. I don't have a country accent, though. I was just dramatizing right there. Oh, you live with an Australian family for a while. Okay. Sort of stuck with you. Okay, I don't know what it's called, but I have this thing where if I watch like the BBC channel for a while, like the British channel, and I watch a bunch of British shows for a while, afterwards, I'm like, the country accent wasn't real? Oh no! No, it wasn't. I can fake it pretty good, I think. Or pretty bad, maybe. You just gotta over syllabize some stuff. Drop some of your vowels and drag some words out, you know? Oh my god. But then if, let's see, let me think. Then, let's see. No, I'm not even gonna attempt it. I was thinking, what would it sound like for an Australian accent? I'd have to listen to one for a minute in order before I would even attempt that. Ooh, okay, that looks better. Yeah. Alright.
To celebrate State Farm's surprisingly great rates, we gave this song surprising.
Skip that commercial. I mean, well, I have to listen to the commercial, but I'm not gonna try to put you guys through the same thing. I said the worm was fine, but then I just started working on it. So this is where we're at now. Right, yeah. You start subbing to a bunch of stuff and eventually you just become desensitized to all the commercials and you're just kind of zoned out and you don't even realize that they happen sometimes now. It's like, what the heck? Let's see. I'm gonna back up a bit here. I think for these armor platings, I just want to do some simple shading rather than darkening the whole thing. Yeah, so let's just do some simple shading along the edges here. Give it a little bit of a 3D pop. Have some lighter stuff on top, some darker stuff on the bottom along the edges. It's kind of like, well, really, it's pixel art, you know? The way like older video games depicted 3D objects is they just shaded it a specific way. I think it's fantastic. So I'm trying to implement those skills that I've seen into my art. I'm sure I could draw it in some other fashion, but see, look at that. That looks like so much better to me. How it just pops out now. It's so great. I love it. I need to fix some of these colors, but other than that, do. Okay, let's see. do love the old video game. One of my favorites, and I'm gonna have to figure out how to play this again, but it was a Super Nintendo game, and I thought it had some of the coolest design concepts. It played like the Secret of Mana stuff. Okay, take off, Muse. Have a good one. Appreciate you dropping by and chatting with me. But the game I was gonna say was Secret of Evermore. I love it. That one's a great one. But I hope you have a good one. Don't work yourself too hard. Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate you. I'm gonna be on doing some Ghost of Tsushima here in a little bit. So whenever you have time, if you feel like coming back, come on back. I'll be glad to have you. Peace. Jigglypuff finger guns. All right, let's throw some dialogue in. I gotta think of some. I haven't thought of the dialogue yet. Let's see. Let's look at some of the last panels, and then maybe that might help inspire. Do a save. Back out of this one. Back out of this one. Okay. Jupiter Strand. Page 1. Or actually, let's do it like this. Page 1. Page 2. Page 3. .5. 4. And then of course 5 right here. Oops, yeah, let's put this on the end. There we go. So, this is the story so far. Pilot was warned by someone not yet created that it's too dangerous. You never listen, just be careful. And this radio goes static. Can you hear static? Radio, nebula. I'm almost, let's see, a little closer, almost there. I've got to know. Beacon located. Warning, incoming ionic storm. Power failure. So right here we see that there's the beacon on the planet. Well, shit. Next. So these are just close-ups of that. now we're in the planet's surface. Brace for impact. In 3, 2, 1. And then we don't know what happened. We have the broken ship and some footprints walking away. A strange horned figure examines abandoned wreckage. So this is going to be a secondary character. I haven't quite figured out who or what it is yet, but I know that they wear a cloak because they're in the desert, and they have horn. They have a horn. So that's going to be a fun character to kind of concept and work out. Oh, you know what? There's another one I missed. Hold on. So open. So then there's... So then we cut back from the horned figure to the pilot. The pilot is... Hostile... Warning, hostile ahead, unclassified species. That thing is huge. And then we cut to here. Leviathan worm breaks out of the dome. I'm sure there's stuff I can... Oof. That feels weird. Anyways, I'm sure there's stuff I can draw and plan out in between, but these are just the main panels to get out the main idea, you know what I mean? But yeah, like, it's starting to come together pretty good. Pilot out in space, gets warned, crashes. Mysterious figure goes, oh my god, what is that? And then, you know, sees the other stuff. Too funny. Okay. Honestly, I don't know if this page needs dialogue. I might need like a sound effect for the worm. But I think it's fine a little bit as it is. I'll have two versions. I'll do one with dialogue and one without. So for now, I'll just save one. We'll save one as a PNG. And I'll just put that in there. And then, oh, you know what? There was a, I forgot. There is another one before he was startled. Hold on. Okay, before he was startled, there was a walking scene I did. There it is. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, because the pilot was walking. So, okay, back to the beginning. So we have this. I tried to do it in comic book format, but I'm just gonna do these two. So, it's too dangerous. Just be careful. You never listen. I'm almost there. A little closer. I've got to know. Brace for impact. 3, 2, 1. Oh, and then back to here. I gotta cut this out. But power failure. Oh no. Right. I gotta cut that out. And make it its own big thing. And then brace for impact. 3, 2, 1. Smash. Horned figure. And then the pilot's walking. And then he's like, oh my gosh. And then there's the worm. Okay, so now it's all together. We've all brought it together. So these are the first... If I were to split this up, so it would be 1, 2, 3 pages. Like big ones, if I were to do big ones. Like that. There's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's almost 10 pages. If I were to make them like a picture book or something like that. Like each panel could be its own page or whatever. Or I could always chop these down to make smaller images. Haven't decided yet. But we're 2 hours in. My butt hurts. So I'm gonna take a brief break and start up some video games. Go ahead and just chill with this right quick.
Leonard, Charlemagne the God, McKelvey here to tell you about my new show on Comedy Central. It's a show for everyone.
All right, we're back. We're back. How's everyone doing? Hello, hello. Let's finish this out and get some gaming going. Let's see. Let's get this other thing going here. Oh. Forgot that I was even playing another game last night. Okay, let me refresh this here a bit. Stop it, Steam. Steam like always freaking reacts to this. Okay. So, gonna switch gears now. Gonna play some games, and yeah, we'll do that for a few hours, and we'll have more streams for art tomorrow and all week actually. So I'm just gonna end it here for the art. Just make sure this is saved. There we go. Audio should be coming in now from Ghost of Tsushima. Let me switch everything up. Thank you for everyone who tuned into the art stream portion. I'm switching to the gaming stream portion now. Feel free to hang around if you feel like it. Ghost. Oh, I'm on the wrong keyboard. Ghost of Tsushima. Here we go. We are officially into the second portion. No, no, I don't want to save anything. Load game. I'll admit, I am playing on easy mode right now, just because I've never played this game before. This is my first playthrough, and I think it's better to just, you know, chill with it. All right. So what was I doing again? Oh, yes. I was exploring. Let's just follow this coastline then. This game could be classified as art. Wrong button. Whoa. Oh gosh. Ah! Oh no! What was I doing? Ooh! Got him. Oh man. That didn't hurt that bad.
Good team, don't we? Heal.
This person is dead. Rice fields. So we got rice fields, and then we got straw hut things. I don't know what they are. Oh, just bay bales or hay bales. Bleh, bay bales. Hay bales. Let me go check out this house. Those might just be civilians, so I don't have to worry too much. Yeah, I think it's fine.
Sister saw another samurai, older man, armed with a bow. Did she see who it was? Said it looked like Sensei Ishikawa. I thought he died on the beach. Let's hope what she saw was true. An archer with Ishikawa's skill could take down half the Mongol army.
Nice peaceful village on the cliff. Oh, just saw the back of my eyeballs. Let's see. That seems all that's there. Right. Oh, that's it. Yep, that's it. Get the rest of this coastline figured out, and then we can move on. Okay, so not enemies.
Only reason the Mongols defeated our samurai is because they outnumbered them.
You're wrong. I watched the battle from the cliff. saw what their Khan did to Lord Adachi.
With the oil and torch. Heard about that. The evil act of a coward.
Adachi was dead before he even killed us.
Don't mind me. I'm just one of your lords coming to take your stuff. I don't know. So where do you keep the stuff at? You know, the stuff. The iron. Crawl through. Oh, what is this? Gotta keep this in mind. Okay. I love that. You could just see the back of his eyeballs. Embers of a torched house. Okay, so I need to head there. So let's just go ahead and go through here. Honestly, I think I might turn the music back on. And then I'll just make the music. Let's see. Whatever. To the right, just a little. So I'm guessing it's probably that house there and something near it.
Enemy archer!
Ow.
You hear that? It's not just another sound effect. It's the sound of
Oh, wrong stance. I guess it was just some bandits on the road. Damn, deer, why are you gonna be so loud? Holy crap. I thought someone was screaming for a second. Well, this place is like super gold right now. Ow! Freaking spear guy. Woo! Come here, you. Okay. Oh, peasant. Here we go.
Hold still.
I pray for this
Go. Be well.
peace, a token of my gratitude.
Was that it? Yeah, I guess that was the event. Cool. Aha, more people down there. Let's get a little more assassin-y. Oh, not close enough. Alright, well. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I got an idea.
손 벌금질!
Бидний хотоос агнахаар шийдэл. Нөгөө самраач номсомтой байна.
Тише! Соларичай! Явкай!
Хамаа хамбатна.
Woo! I only got hit once. Cool looking horse. What is down here? Ooh, a shrine. Okay. Oh, I've already done this one, I think. Matsurasi? Yeah, I've done that one already. Okay, so what is my mission next? So I have the Adachi clan story right there. Or I could come up here and explore this road here. There. I'll go this way. Refill on some arrows. Oh wait, that's not an enemy. Was that 3 guys up ahead? Let's do this. Those are deer, not guys. Oh man, that's funny. All I saw was the heat signature. I didn't actually see what they were. That's funny. Do you get deer meat or something? I mean, you get nothing from these. Ooh, hot springs. Some hot spring action going on. Just the butt, but still. He's just relaxing in the hot spring. Just relaxing and thinking about his mom used to take him to a hot spring or something like that. Okay. Whoops. A bit warm in here. Hopefully this still looks good for people. Let's see. Ooh. All right. It's a fox den. Who's a good puppy? Let's go. Climbing up these rocks. Wow, it's a long climb. Now where? Oh, nice. Aww. Aww. Pet the fox. So cute. You taking me to another one? Oh, okay. Let's see what else you got. You just gonna go back to your hole?
Help Sport Clips Haircut celebrate 25 years
Jesus,
in
these
Round
commercials. Ugh, okay. Okay. Ooh. And they're gone. That was crazy cool. And he's man, this game is so awesome. I love it. I know you couldn't hear that, but still, forgot to unpause this. You know, yeah, I think I'm just done with the music for now. I'll just do just the gameplay. Bring that all the way back up. Okay. Where was I going? Oh yeah, I was going up here. Let's see what's right here. It's that way. Let's see. I don't think I've done a proper standoff in a good minute here. I'm more well, that's just a horse. I'm more keen on just doing the assassinations than anything. Is that my horse? Oh, it is my horse.
Let's go.
Mr. Yellowbird. You okay. Where are we going?
My lord, the Mongols have them.
Calm down. Who's been taken?
The invaders took our house. Down the road. My wife is there. With my son.
You left your family behind?
What choice did I have? I'm no warrior.
I'll help them. Stay here.
Well, that's not ominous at all.
Mongols.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. All right. Oh shit, I didn't see this guy.
It had to be done.
Huge wish wedge. Oh, look.
How to go about this?
And Harald Shingich.
Yeah, that's right. Bring the big guys out. Big guys aren't coming out, huh? Got him.
No sign of the family here. Maybe outside.
Ooh, I got the iron. Let's see. Anyone else sneaking around? Sneaking around? I don't see anyone. Okay.
Laundry. Still damp. The attack was sudden.
Blood steps.
A lot of blood. Someone was killed here.
Body was dragged. It's right there.
Bodies were dragged. Thrown in the water.
They're right there in the water. Damn.
A child's toy. His family didn't survive. I should let him know.
My lord, did you find them?
Your family was killed. I'm sorry.
Why didn't you save them? I ran. Like a coward.
Yeah, why didn't you save them?
I should be dead too.
It's not your fault. Don't let their deaths be in vain. Resist the invaders. Help those in need.
Yes, my lord.
Nice. Alright, cool. Next. Oop, gotta sneeze. Maybe. Guess not. Definitely got yawn though, dang. Ah. Okay. I have a point. Let's see. I kind of want to do chain assassination though. Should improve my fighting skills though. Let's see. Deflection. I suck at the parry. Yikes. Sprint strike sounds cool. Let's see what exploration stuff. Charms, fox dens. I want to do sprint strike. Because that way I can just run towards someone and just take him out. Got hiccups.
Wish they'd taken me instead.
All right, let's see. Hold on a sec. I don't know why it's freaking out a minute. Come on, OBS, you okay? Good? All good? Okay, here we go.
You know who doesn't go hungry? Yasunari.
Samurai clan upgrade.
Steal and kill to fill my belly.
He has a big family. His youngest died of hunger.
Poor Hatsu. She'll likely starve soon.
Who are you speaking of?
A widow on the outskirts of Tsutsu. She lives alone and has no means of securing food for herself.
I'll check on her.
Doesn't seem real. Even
Oh, I guess it's been going for about 3 hours now. Huh, that's crazy.
Lord Sakai and
All
Lord
right.
Shimura are alive. There's still hope. Hope for what? They felt the Mantis wanted. Don't insult the samurai who gave their lives to protect us. The Kami are watching.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna. $3:15. I got about an hour or two more in me. I can keep going.
My lord.
Let's see. It said armor upgrade available. I'm trying to remember where she was. Was she on the other side of this? Yeah.
Lord Sakai, come quickly.
One sec.
I work on all kinds of armor.
Oh, heck yeah.
This will protect you. You need more to make these improvements.
Bodies left rotting.
Dude, he looks cool.
What do you think they'll do to Lord Shimura?
incognita.
Lord Sakai, come quickly.
Lady Masako, do you have news of your family's killers?
On the list we found, Sadao was at the top. He's the head man of Kuta Farmstead.
Kuta's people served your clan. Why would he turn against you?
Because he is an ungrateful traitor. My husband appointed Sadao as head man, and he repaid that kindness with bloodshed. I learned he fled Kuta the night my family was murdered.
He must have heard you survived.
Sadao is a deceitful snake. But his brother, Hachi, is a fool. He just passed by the temple carting food for the refugees.
He will make an unscheduled delivery to his brother.
And we will be there to catch him.
The headman.
We have to go, or we will lose him.
Ooh, thirsty.
After what happened at the inn, I didn't think you'd visit the temple again.
I came to watch for Sadao's brother, and mourn Clan Adachi's dead.
Have you given your family a proper funeral?
Not while their killers walk free.
After my father died, I said goodbye to him that same night. It helped ease my pain.
I buried them. That will have to do. For now.
When's the last time you slept? Or ate?
I had some rice and fish yesterday.
Even the youngest warrior needs a full belly and a rested sword arm.
Are you calling me old, Lord Sakai?
I wouldn't dare.
My sword arm works just fine. We should have caught up to Hachi by now.
Which way do you think he went? Both roads look traveled. Let's search the area. He can't be far.
Let's see. Let's try left. Oops. Excuse me. Take the high road. Okay. What am I searching for then? Tracks, maybe?
Masako, look. The man with the cart.
That's Hachi, Sadao's brother.
He's leaving.
And we will follow. Close, but out of sight.
Behave yourself, Ringo. Or no carrot for you when we're done.
He'll see you.
No, he won't. What nice weather for a walk.
If we run into Mongols, my old friend, you're on your own.
has visitors.
We can't let them see us.
Food? Water? Other things?
Sure.
Of course.
We were promised some.
Not yet, but I have something for your guest.
It's a meeting.
We'll pass it along.
He handed them a note.
I'll stop here again at the usual time.
We'll meet you there.
Forget the wagon. Follow those horses.
That man is an idiot.
He's the headman's brother.
Still an idiot.
But he has good sake.
Not today. Today all he had was a note.
That note is more important than your life. If we fail to deliver, the headman will kill us.
Sadaw's a family.
From a bad family. His cousins are bandits. Remember the riots that erupted when Kuta farmstead was sold on rights?
Yes.
Who do you think hired the bandits that slaughtered the protesters? Headman Sadao.
The coward.
I knew it.
Right. So next time you think of the headman, remember the Kuta massacre.
Ooh, this is intense.
A woodcutter's house. Guarded by bandits.
Sadao's cousins. He must be hiding there.
We don't know that.
But we will soon find out.
Oh god, she's gonna just charge in. Wow. What a dick. Can't believe he hit me so many times.
Corpses can't answer questions.
There's someone in the house. I'll make them talk.
Let me try first.
Please, I haven't done any.
I'm not going to hurt you. My name is Sakai. Who are you?
Hina, Sadao's wife.
My husband is innocent. The Mongols killed your family.
Where is he?
I don't know.
You're lying.
She'll help us. She can't stay here.
I'll take her to my estate.
She is going to kill me.
No harm will come to you.
Damn. Just went and massacred a bunch of people just to not find the headman. All right, what other charms we got? Resolve gains. That was a quick little mission. I mean, granted, I am on easy mode, so there is that. But still. Oof, I am. Oh, I was. I was gonna say I'm covered in blood, but I was covered in blood. Let's see. I'm getting a little hungry here. Alright. I'm gonna call it here, and then I'll be back on tomorrow. More art, more Ghost of Tsushima. I need to get me one of those. I need to make a quick ending screen. But anyways, thanks for everyone who's sticking around or stuck around. I appreciate you. People in the lurk, appreciate you. Little Dress, appreciate you. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow, 3 p.m. Central Time. Peace out.